Hey guys, welcome to today's video of Before You Read Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. As always, if you ever want to follow all my reviews or reading progress, you can follow me over on Goodreads. So this book is a really fun read. I'm gonna get that right out of there. If you're just looking for a really quick page turner that you just want to get through, a nice action adventure lit RPG, you don't have to listen to this review. Just go read this one. It's pretty good for that. Now, some things that I would say I didn't like so much was there was an overabundance of references to the 80s, and I felt like some of the characters, although these guys are supposed to be experts about this main character, Holiday, who's created this Oasis, which is this big virtual reality MMO RPG, and he has this whole race about finding his Easter egg. And so there's these people called Gunters who are trying their best to figure out what this Easter egg is, so you see them spouting out a lot of references, and sometimes it's like, how do you know everything about this thing and so well? But then if you really think about it, nerds in real life are kind of like that. But yeah, if you're not really into super nostalgic material, especially from the 80s time period, it can get a little grating, and it did get kind of grating for me, and I was just like, okay, I get it, references upon references, just like I was just being slammed with like the greatest hits of the 80s, not even some obscure hits from the 80s. It was just too much sometimes for me, and some of the action I feel like I skimmed over a bit in the story. I felt like it was written well, but there were certain sections that I just couldn't really get through, I was just not engaged with, possibly because the main character just knows so much about the game and what he's supposed to do. The one thing I did love about this story, though, was the relationship between the main character, Wade Watts, or Parzival, if you're just thinking about his avatar, but his relationship with Artemis, who is basically the love interest in the story. I don't think that's that much of a spoiler. There's a love interest in the story. But there's a moment, or there's a few moments in this book where I just love being with him and seeing them interact, and I wanted more of that. And it's very funny because like I said, it's a page turner action adventure, and I was most interested in the romance. Maybe I'm a romance lover. I just realized that recently. I think I just like romance in my stories, even though I don't think I'm very good at writing it. But yeah, nothing in the book ever elevated itself to those moments, those interactions between those two characters. And I think that's the best moments of this story, is when it's about the human interactions and less about the video game and the competition itself. Although the competition is fun and the things that happen in it, it's pretty dire too once you see like how far they're willing to go to get this Easter egg and to get this grand prize. But overall, I definitely prefer the interaction, especially some of the reveals that happen within the story, because obviously most of these people are, playing virtual reality. Their faces and their projections are going to be different from what they are in reality. So when you meet these people in reality, you're like, whoa, not what I expected. But that's it. I definitely would recommend the book. I would definitely recommend reading it before watching the movie. Or, if you're one of those people who prefer watching the movie, then do that. But I actually had this discussion with my friends. I was like, should I read it first? Should I watch the movie first? I definitely think you can read it beforehand, especially to establish your own take on it before, Steven Spielberg tells you what you should be thinking about in terms of the visual of all of this. But yeah, that is it. I'll see you guys on the next one. As always, peace and much love to you.